I believe that no child is born a dullard. I believe that no child is born with learning disorder. I certainly do not agree with the notion that a child is born with a retarded brain. I hear people say severally that, oh, that child is dull. Some even make several harsh comments like Olodu or De, Ewu, and I wonder where that is coming from, because the child is not at fault, but rather it is the parent's inability to know the child's learning style. We should know that each child is unique and have different ways of learning. So it is important for a parent to discover the child's learning style so as to prevent the child from struggling academically, save costs, and help the teacher communicate well with the student. So today, we'll be discussing on a subject I titled How to Know and Leverage on Your Child's Learning Style. We have 3 major learning styles. The first one is visual learner, the second one is the auditory learner, and the third one is the tactile learner. So let's start with the visual learners. The visual learners learn by reading and seeing pictures. They understand and remember things by sight. They often close their eyes to remember things. They are attracted to colors and hate distraction, especially visual distractions. So if your child fits into the visual learning style, what can you do as a parent? I'll recommend that you write down keywords on cardboard and enable your child to read and see them often. Also, you can get books that have a lot of pictures in it, because remember, visual learners are attracted to what they see, pictures. If they are able to visualize it, then to stick to their memory. And while studying, prevent them from visual distraction, such as television, people passing by. So the next set of learners we have are auditory learners. They learn by hearing and listening. They're able to retain sounds more than what they see. They remember and understand things that they hear. So don't be amazed when you hear them speaking out loud while reading. Sometimes while learning, they hum words, so it may look like they are not concentrating. But trust me, they are. They're just trying to say it back to themselves to understand it. So if you've identified that your child falls into this category, what should you do as a parent? Allow them to read out loud. I know some parents, especially when their child is reading out loud, they're like, shut up, Jerry, you are reading, can't you read inside? But then that's the way they can understand things. So allow them to read out loud. Children get excited when they can see themselves in the video. So record them while reading out loud and then show them. The more they hear those words, it enables them to understand it and know it. Then they avoid noise distraction. You could off the radio, the TV, anything that makes noise into their ears, and ensure you avoid it. So the next set of learners are the tactile learners. Oftentimes we see them as being restless and you're like, this boy is too playful, this child is too playful. But then that's the way they learn. They learn by moving, they learn by activities. So who are tactile learners? Tactile learners are people that learn by touching, moving, doing things. They must be engaged. They understand and remember things through physical activities. Have you ever seen a child that you're trying to teach a child A, and the child doesn't know it, but then when you jump up and say A, the child jumps up and say A alongside with you, because the child understands things through activities. They speak with hands and gestures, just like I'm doing. They have difficulties sitting still. That's why people say they are restless. No, that's just the way they learn. They could be tapping their hands, they could be making different gestures just to prevent them from slipping off and concentrating. They remember things they do than even things they heard or things they saw. They appreciate physical forms of encouragement, such as pat on the back. So what do you do to help them as a parent after identifying that your child is a tactile learner? First thing you have to do is play games like Scrabble, word search with them, because they love activities. Use flashcards and arrange them in groups. Engage them. You could also use Lego toys. Use computers to reinforce their learning through sense of touch. I remember a friend of mine complained about that his son was always sleeping in class. Anytime they start teaching, he sleeps off. But then teachers had to now consider using computer to teach him, and now he's a bright child. However, you should know that your child could make use of all the 3 forms of learning styles, but identifying the child's major strengths will enable the child have good success. So if for any reason you're unable to identify your child's learning style, feel free to send an email to me. I'll be glad to help you. Also, watch out for this space because we'll be sending lots of educational materials for your child. Thank you. Bye.